You think you're building a system to scale. You're not. You're just building a more elaborate version of yourself. The moment you stop doing work and start making it so others can do it, you've made leverage. The moment you hand off the job you were paid to do, you become redundant, and that's not a threat. It's a victory. This is Work Yourself Out of a Job, the show about building systems so good you can stop doing the work. I'm Mikey, and today we're talking about how to hand off what you do and why it's the most important thing you'll ever do in your career. So here's the core idea of the lesson. Handing off work isn't just a procedural step. It's a psychological and emotional leap. It's the point where your system becomes real leverage instead of just a faster version of yourself. You can't hand off a system unless you've run it through 3 stages, each one revealing gaps that you must close before your successor is ready. Stage 1, watch. You do the work while someone else watches. This isn't about supervision, it's about transparency. Your successor sees what actually happens in the workflow. They see how decisions are made, where exceptions come from, and how everything connects. Stage 2, do while watched. Now they do it and you watch. This is where the rubber hits the road. It's not just about them copying your process, it's about surfacing what doesn't work when someone else runs it. Stage 3, do while you're gone. This is the real test. You go offline on a day you plan to be unreachable. No phone, no email access, no ability to step in. Your successor manages everything, and if they can run your system without you, that's what proves the handoff worked. Every gap surfaced in these 3 stages becomes a system improvement. If you don't close those gaps, your successor is going to fail when the lights go out. The only way you know your system is truly proven is when it runs on a day you're genuinely unreachable. What makes this hard isn't the mechanics, it's the resistance. Most people are deeply afraid of handing over their work, not just because they're scared of being replaced, but because they're attached to being the problem solver, the person everyone calls when something breaks. But here's what most don't realize. The true leverage in a system comes from being able to walk away from it, not just for a few hours, but for days, weeks, months. So when you're planning your handoff, make sure that your successor has authority, not just tasks. They should be able to say no, ask questions, and make decisions without constantly checking in with you. If every exception still goes back to you, you haven't handed off the system. You've just moved it from your desk to someone else's. That brings us to metrics. How do you know when it's done? You measure performance, user satisfaction, and most importantly, how well your successor handles situations that were never in the SOP. If they can navigate a crisis, make judgment calls, and keep things running while you're offline, that's when you know the handoff worked. And here's the part people forget. A real day off isn't an accident. It's a planned test. You schedule it, prepare for it, and make sure you're truly unavailable. That's not micromanagement, that's validation. If your system survives that day, it's ready. But here's where people fall flat on their face. They skip stages. They give their successor tasks but no authority. They think a list of steps is enough. They think they can hand off work and still be the go-to person for every exception. And guess what? That's delegation with a leash, not a handoff. Another mistake is thinking that just because someone knows how to do it, they understand how to make decisions. The difference between doing and deciding is huge. You must encode judgment into your system, or you're leaving it up to the person who's running it to figure out what to do when the unexpected happens. Then there's the trap of not testing. People expect systems to work when they're not even tested by real conditions. A handoff that fails after a few weeks because someone didn't have authority or the right training, that's not failure, it's just unfinished business. And one more thing, don't ever assume your system is ready until it has proven itself under real stress. Don't wait for the day you're sick or on vacation to see if things fall apart. Plan the test, schedule it, and make sure everything is in place. So here's your takeaway. The handoff isn't about getting out of work, it's about getting out of the way. If a system runs without you, that's leverage. If it fails when you're gone, that's just more work for you to do. The goal is not just to give someone else the job, it's to give them the authority, the tools, and the confidence to run it on their own. You're not trying to replace yourself, you're trying to make the system so good that no one needs you anymore. That's the real handoff. So here's how it ends. If you're building systems, you have to be willing to step out of them. If you're not ready to do that, then your system isn't a system, it's just a more elaborate bottleneck. And if you don't make the handoff, no one else will either. That's work yourself out of a job. If this one earned its time, the full system is inside the course at learn.mikey.ai. I'm Mikey. Go build something that can run without you.